Okay, so today I will install Workspace Environment Management from Citrix with the version 2311. It's a little bit old, an older version, but I'm installing it because I also want to create another video on how to upgrade WAM from database, um, infrastructure services, everything, and also the agents. So this is why I'm starting with 2311. So first thing you have to do, you have to download the software, and then um, you need to run the infrastructure server because this is the WAM server. So on the WAM server we will install the infrastructure services, then I will install the console, and after that the web console. Okay, so let's start. Before you start, you should know that you need a system account that you will provide here during the installation. I agree. So I will go as quickly as I can through all the installation steps. I'm leaving everything to default. Next. Okay, so this was installed, and now it's asking us to launch the database utility. So with this utility we can create the database. Um, you should have a user that has the rights to create a new database. So he should be, from my point of view, uh, he should have the rights to create new databases. Um, so my SQL server, where is it? Here. So this is my SQL server. No database regarding WAM is available at this moment, but we will create it right away. So create database. Next, it's asking us for our database SQL server name, and that is sql01.testlab.com. It's also asking us for the database name. As you saw, there was for just a second something, so it already tried to communicate with the SQL server. Let's call it WAM01. Okay, and here the data file and the log file, it tells you that it will create them in. So this is the path from the SQL server. So let's go to the SQL server, and we can check that very easily. So it's like this. We need to take the path. Okay, here will the database be created as all the other databases. So that's completely normal, and it's the default. Okay, let's go back, and the database will be named WAM01. Okay, let's continue next. You can leave this like this, but this is the point where it's asking you for that for that username that has the rights to create the database. In my case, my user that I'm now connected also has rights to create new databases. So if I'm going back to SQL, I should see my username somewhere here. Where was that? Permissions. Not under permissions, I believe under. Where is it? Or under security. I'm not so good at SQL. server admin, setup admin. Yeah, I don't know where it is, but I'm 100% Undubu owner or something like that. Okay, so let's go back to WAM because we are not learning SQL. Okay, so I'm leaving that like this. Now it's asking for a group of administrators, and it's good to have one. I have one. It is called infra admin, so it's called like this, Citrix admin group. Yep, okay. So all the users in that group will have an administrative account, and for the database I will use a different account. It's WAM system account, this one. Check, okay. And you also need to set this the user is the default, the username is WAM user, but you need to set it a password, and you need to keep that password because WAM will use this account to communicate with the database. Okay, go next. Okay, so integrated through. So this is basically it. If we click create database, it starts the work, and we should see the database in here in the SQL. Okay, so I did create a database. Let's see, properties. So here, this is my user, so I am the database owner. This is the user that I used to create the database, and permissions, and Citrix will automatically, Citrix, the database creation tool will automatically create the VM user and your system account that you mentioned during the installation, and it gives them the necessary rights. So we have the database. Now let's go back. Okay, finish. So you are finished with this. Yes. Before we install the console, let's configure the infrastructure service, because you only created the database, so and you have an empty configuration, so you need to specify SQL 01.testlab.com. I don't have a failure, however, it needs the database name, network, leave this like this, enable, here you need your WAMSys, your system account, check, okay, password, even if you created the database, so you gave, during the database creation, gave all those information, the WAM services do not know that, so that tool that you just started was just to create a database, so it didn't create the connection between the WAM server and the database. This is what we are doing now. This is why we need to write everything one more time. Okay, performance tuning, no. Let's enable schedule. And licensing, of course, nothing works if you do not have a Citrix license, and we have one. It's called like 01 dot test lab dot com. Okay, default communication. Okay, save configuration. Yes. Okay, so now the connection between the WAM server and the database is created. The WAM system account needs also to be an admin on your WAM server, and it does create that automatically. If not, you just need to go to your users and groups and create an entry in the administrator group. Now, if you're in a productive environment, you will need to talk to someone to add your user permanently in the administrator groups. So it did not create it automatically, but we need to add him. Sys. I believe it's needed to start some services, the WAM services that are installed with the software. Okay, so we have that configured. Now we need to install the console. This is the legacy console, and we will also install the web version. Next, leave everything to default. Next, yes. Finish, of course, close. Let's install the web console. Yes, next. Next, yes, leave default, install. Okay, finish. No, I do not want to launch the configuration because I want to first reboot the server one time. Restart. Yes, continue. Okay, while we wait for the server to reboot, let's install the agent on one VM. So this is one VM in my environment, and we do not have the agent installed. I hope we do not have it. Yeah, it's no agent installed. I've copied it here, so it's from the same folder from where the rest of the software for WAM is. I just copied it from there. Run as administrator. Yes, install. Next. We have on-premise. Now it's asking us for the WAM server, so it's WAM 01.testlab.com. Okay, next. No, we do not want to change. We not want to change here neither. Install. Okay, finish, close. Okay, I want to restart this VM2. Restart, other plant, continue. Okay, so let's see if the WAM server is back up. Okay, services, we should have some WAM services. Citrix WAM infrastructure. Okay, it's running. And let's see under which user. Oh, so yeah, this is the reason why you need the WAM system account to be an admin on your WAM server, because it will need start and stop the the service, the web service. Okay, let's try to connect to the normal console for first. Okay, connect. This is wam01.testlab.com. Connect. Okay, default site, nothing left. Okay, so this works. Let's go and configure the. I just want to disconnect from the legacy console and I want to launch the web console configuration. For some reason, Citrix decided to create a huge window, and if you not have the desired resolution, you will not be able to click on next. So I have to close and I have to change my resolution somehow. I need to go to full and apply and reconnect. Okay, and now I should be able to see the next. Run as administrator. You always need to run as administrator. It won't let you uh, work without. So you can see how big it is. I do not know for what this space is needed. Just to piss me off. Okay, so let's go next. And here, one important thing here is in the sys documentation, you will find that you have to put here the FQDN. I've tried that, but if the console, so the web console is installed directly on the infrastructure server, so on the WAM server, you need to leave it like this. If you change it to WAM01, so the fqdn.tesla.com, for some reason you cannot authenticate in the browser version. I tried it and it doesn't work. I don't know why. So leave it if it's on directly on the WAM server. Leave it like this, localhost. Here we already have that. We will use the same account, WAM sys. Okay, and password. This I did not touch, leave it like this, and it's enough. Start services. Okay, it will take a few minutes, but it's fast enough. Okay, and as you can see, you need a certificate. Before we do the certificate, let's take a look at configure certificate. So let me just open this screen. And I need a CMD. I hate this resolution. CMD. So you will need a PFX certificate, or here it lets you create a self-signed certificate. I do not like self-signed certificates. I have a video. If you can check it out on how I do create the PFX certificates. It's the same process. And here netsh http show SSL chart. So at this moment we have no bindings, but after I go and browse for a certificate that I already created, it should be here. So this one, and the password is 1234, of course. I believe everyone will set this password in their environments. Set up certificate. It says it's successful and you go with finish. And now if we go and launch the same command, you will see that it has done the binding. Okay, So it's doing the binding um, through that tool. So you do not need to do it through CMD. In my video, I'm doing it through CMD for the DDCs or for the cloud connectors because they do not have this type of tool, but it seems that with this you can create the binding very easily. And if the certificate expires, you just select a new certificate and I'm sure it will change it. Okay, so this is done. Close. We've closed that. Let me go back to my normal resolution. I hate this because I cannot work. So inherit, yes, and reconnect. Okay, so we should be able to log in through the web console. So I already created a shortcut and here is my username that I'm going to use. I can log in because my username is in that group that we configured during the installation. So this one, I am a member of this group, so this is why I can log in. Okay, let's go back. Oh no, where is it? My browser. Okay, sign in. I hope it works. Oh, brilliant. So let's try to do a quick check or create a new configuration set. Let's call it test lab 01 description test configuration. Okay, save. One more thing, you need a folder where WEM will store its configuration. So here you see that you have a backup and restore, but you need to define a folder under here, so under your username storage folder. So you need the storage somewhere, a share with and your user should or not your user. One, you should have a user that has access to that path. We have one. I have already configured one. It's on my profile share and it's called something like WAM storage. Okay, properties, sharing. So let's take it like this. Where is it? I'm back. I will use the FQDN. It's better if you use the FQDN. So it's WAM01 share01, sorry, share01 dot testlab.com. Okay, done. Okay, let's go back to the share. So as you can see, the storage here is empty. But if we create a backup, okay, so this is our site that we just configured, and we want to save the configuration set and we give it back, or let's give it the site name. It's better like this. Test. Oh, did I use that's? Oh my god. That's doesn't matter. Lab 01. Save backup locally? No. Okay, and go with backup, and it should create a backup in that location. Let's go back to okay, so a new folder popped up, site, and we have the JSON and the config file. Okay, perfect. So that is done. Console. Okay, let's go back home. Let's do a better resolution. Zoom out so I can see. Okay, let's create. Let's configure first a little bit the site. So um, what you have to do, don't ask me why, but without this, the agents will not really communicate or will not refresh in time the information that they got from the WAM server. So here are under advanced settings, agent options. Here you need to check launch, agent administrator. Launch agent, agent for administrator is just the agent will launch when you will see the agent in your taskbar when you log in as an administrator. Enable desktop compatibility mode. Okay. Leave everything like default. Here, if you want to enable the debug, it's enabled by default. It will put it in the profile. Let me show you where. So I have UPM in this location, and it will create the log files, I believe, here or here. But let's leave it enabled, and we will see. Okay, enable offline mode in case your WAM server will go down. Refresh environment. Okay, let's see the other option, action. So apply changes. Don't forget to apply the changes. Agent server option bypass. If you check this, I understood that the login will be faster. I don't really know because I wasn't able to really see any difference. Okay, here I did leave everything to default, and here too. Now under actions, did I click apply? On the last one, I hope so. Yeah, okay. Under action settings, action processing, select all, apply. Process printers on reconnection, it's a good thing to do. Process registry on reconnection, or maybe not. Let's not do that. There is an article, I also read it from an article from Carl's. He did enable a lot of stuff here. These two. And I believe that's it for it. Under action cleanup, nothing. Okay, apply changes. Okay, I believe this was it. This is the person monitoring, we don't care. File shares, we don't care either. Okay, so let's do a little test to see if our let's assign, because we need an assignment, Active Directory, user and groups. Let's assign this to my MCS users. MCS users, okay, it found them. So I will assign the site configuration only to a user group. Let's see one thing that we can do under action group policy. So I worked a little bit with the group policy. I mean, you can either import or create it from a template, create a new policy from a template, and I will create a new policy from the template because it's easier. So, and I was thinking to hide some icons in from the control panel. Let's call it hide icons control control panel. Okay, next it's that setting is not a computer setting, it's a user setting. And it should be under control panel, show only, okay, enabled, and I will only let the user see the mouse. No, wait, this is the comment. Wait, here the value, sorry. So mouse, and let's give them also the keyboard. Okay, so this is why you need a big resolution. Keyboard. Okay, done. So they will only be able to see the mouse and the keyboard in the control panel. Okay, next. Done. Okay, and very, very important, and this is why you need a big resolution. You have to first assign it. So you've created, but it is not assigned to anything you're in configuration. But since you already created an assignment, you can just click on it and click save. Now it's assigned and it needs to be enabled. The GPO needs to be enabled, and you can enable it here. So we also enable it. Now let's see if there is communication. We should see that under monitoring agents. We should see here something unregistered. Ooh, I don't like that. So it found my VM, but it's not registered. Let's see. Where is my VM? Or maybe I will not see the agent. If it's not registered, it did not get the information to start if I'm using an admin. But let's see. Services. Or let's see if the agent started or not. And he should be something with Citrix WAM. Citrix WAM agent host service started. Okay, but it's not syncing. Let's go back to our console. Let's refresh. Directory object. Oh, wait, I only created an assignment group. I did not create an object. So I will use, let me see, do I have a group for that machine? 1 second. Member off. Oh, I have a group. Okay, let's use this. And let's go with computer search. Okay. That's now okay. Add. Okay, now it should. This was a thing that we did not configure. So we should go to agents and see if it communicates. But it will not communicate so fast. Let's restart. Yes, I want to restart. back, refresh, no data available. I did see that it's very slow, so synchronization doesn't really work as I was expecting. Okay, so now it communicated, but it's just recently connected, but it's not synchronized. You can push a synchronization like this, refresh cache, and agent, refresh agent host settings. Okay. Let's see. Okay, synchronized. Okay, it doesn't like that I did not configure my profile as Citrix would like to, but what can we do? So let's test if that policy that we just configured is applying or not. So I would really reboot the agent one more time. Okay, let's reboot, restart. Okay, other plant, continue. Until it reboots, let me see the profile share. Here. So I told you that somewhere in the profile should the log be stored. So I don't know if it's a good thing to leave that enabled, maybe only during the installation process and the test phase in the environment. But after that, you should disable it because this can generate a lot of data, and the users do not need to have big profiles. Okay, so let's wait for that VM to reboot. And I want to see if that policy with hiding the control panel applies or not. And if it applies, we are done. We have completely installed WAM, the WAM server. We created a database and we installed the agent and configured the agent. And if the control panel only shows the keyboard and the mouse, the communication is working, and everything is set up to as it should. Of course, from this point on, you can start to customize however you want your environment. Okay, so my VM has restarted, it's synced, and let's see if that action will take place, that what we configured. Let's connect through Citrix to test user. This is my VM, which we installed Citrix on, Citrix WAM agent. So this is the first good thing that we see that the WAM agent is starting. Okay, but let's see if it also applied that policy. So in control panel, we should only see keyboard and mouse. So it works perfectly. I mean, you can see the categories if you look them like this, but if you click on anything, nothing will show up. So this is also a good security feature because you cannot do anything except mouse and keyboard. So mouse is fine, keyboard is fine. So this is WAM. It's a good tool for this kind of things. Do not mix. If you have already a profile management configured, so if you have Citrix profile, do not mix it with WAM. I mean, uh, do not mix the profile configuration. So as you know, here you can also through WAM you can configure the profiles. Do not mix them because you will have issues if you configure the same thing from two different parts. Okay, so this was it. I will create as soon as I can another video where we can upgrade to the latest version to 4.2.2, I believe. That's the latest version. Okay, thank you for watching.